Episode number 61, the last one for 2019. Crazy.
This is insane. So have we been doing 2 years worth of podcasts now? Is that right?
Is it 2 years? I think it's
when did we start last year? This is terrible.
This is really bad. I should know. It was 61 episodes ago.
61 episodes ago, yeah. This is probably something we could have discussed before we started doing
probably a year and a half.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's go with that.
But it seems like we've been doing it longer, not because it's been like strenuous or anything, but just because it's been so great and I can't remember a time before K and Kev.
Time is flying.
Yeah.
As K and Kev are having fun. And 61 episodes.
61 episodes.
And it's going to be 2020 soon.
Oh, it's crazy. We went to a holiday party. You survived your first Connoisseur Media holiday party.
I did. I really felt like one of the employees. I'm eating all the food. I'm drinking all the drinks. And then everyone's like,
Kevin got there before I did, by the way.
I did.
Yeah.
It's always scary. And everyone's just like, everyone just associates me with you, obviously. So like, where's Christina? Where is she? Where is she?
Where's Kay?
Why isn't she here yet? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't like track her every movement.
You should, Kev.
She's gonna be here pretty soon, I think.
But it was just funny because when we were together, everyone's like, "Look, it's Kay and Kev."
I know. Oh, it was such a great time too. We had a blast.
It was a lot of fun having you there.
A lot of fun. Good times.
It was one of our more awkward ones because like normally there's more music and there's an actual dance floor. This was just like people drinking and then dancing in between tables, and it was like.
I was disappointed at the lack of dancing.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was gonna be dancing. Everyone was having a great time, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, a few of the ladies got up and started dancing.
Oh, yeah.
A few of the,
they were feeling good.
the awesome girls in the office. Yeah, it was a good time. But no, we had a lot of fun there.
It was so much fun. I'm so glad you were able to make it this year.
Oh, me too.
So I think in the years past, you've missed it by like a day. You came home that day or the day after.
I'm always missing something fun, but this time I didn't. This time I made it.
We're actually doing a lot while you're home.
Yes.
So we have a holiday party. We're going to the movies tonight to see Knives Out.
We're going to see Knives Out.
So excited.
So by the time this thing drops, we will have seen Knives
Yes.
Out, and I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah,
It's very exciting.
I'm very excited.
A lot of trips to the movies this trip home.
Yeah. So after we do our like final questions, our final wrap up, we're gonna do a whole Star Wars conversation. Warning you about spoilers at the end of this episode. We'll give you plenty of warning though that it's coming. Kevin and I have not spoken about this to each other.
No,
this is kind of a big deal.
We got to get into it. We got to get into the nitty gritty of Skywalker, the final one here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you got Star Wars, Knives Out, and there's a third one you're going to see.
Yeah. So I'm going to date night with my mom because I'm so cool. No, Mom and I are going to the movies. We're going to see Uncut Gems.
The Adam Sandler and my girl Adina.
The thriller Adina. For sports fans, not you. Kevin Garnett is in it. The Weeknd is in it. You know The Weeknd. Yeah, he's in that. So it's like a really random. It's like people just like randomly picked out names out of a hat and said,
"You got a comedian, a Broadway star, a sports guy, and a musician."
All of these people can be in a movie together, and the critics are going crazy over it. Like the reviews,
like in a good way.
Yeah, the reviews have been amazing, and there's like some award buzz for Adam Sandler potentially. Like they're saying potential nominations. Golden Globes or Oscars. Yeah.
Adam Sandler's roles are always the same. Yeah. Like I enjoy a lot of his movies, but there's a lot where you're like, okay, enough is enough. So I think because this is so different for him, people are going wild.
Absolutely. Like he's done so well for himself, and he's made so much money at the box office that he dictates all of his movies. So what he does is, and there's a great article online, I'm forgetting where, but that I read about this, where he just puts his friends in movies because he can, because he has creative control over all these projects. But it's cool to see him, the Safdie brothers are these filmmakers doing Uncut Gems, these really talented young guys, and it's cool to see him just kind of working with other people who have the creative control and just acting and just doing that and doing a dramatic turn, because when he has done dramatic turns in the past, they've been really good because he can act, but we just don't get to see it all that often.
It's very rare that he
does that. It's nice when we get to see it. So I'm ready for it.
So you're going to give me a movie report on that one?
Oh, yes.
Because that's one of the ones I've been toying with going to see.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Absolutely, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about Star Wars, first of all. That's all I keep thinking of. Ever since I saw it, I was like texting Kevin. I'm like, I know you're in the movies now, but...
I know. It was crazy.
The thing I want to talk about this episode is a lot of like recapping 2019. So while we're talking about movies here, two things. One, I think it's safe to say the biggest bomb of 2019 is Cats.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I cannot believe what the critics... I mean, I can believe it, but the critics are ruining it.
Yeah. There's so many big names. We're talking about the big names attached with Uncut Gems and obviously a lot of these big projects.
These are even bigger names, in my opinion.
Huge names.
Yeah. You got Taylor Swift. You got...
Jennifer Hudson's a big one.
Jennifer... And they're
She's
like,
big name, yeah.
I thought that would have been the saving grace of the movie too, was Jennifer Hudson, but
I didn't.
The clips that I've heard of Memories, I'm like, really?
Yeah. It seems out of place. She's screaming.
Yeah.
She just always screams. She's so talented.
Yeah.
She's just always yelling.
Dreamgirls. I mean, like, that was a perfect role for her.
Back a little bit.
Yeah.
She's just always yelling. I'm like, I think she's insanely talented. Yeah. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. But, yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
The whole thing is weird. And the way it looks is weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
You know what, like, surprises me? Sir Ian McKellen and Dame Judi Dench are in it, and I feel like they don't really make a lot of bad choices with their movies, and this is a bad one.
No, they're just like, hey, you're going to hand me piles of cash to make Cats.
Guess that's what
Let's do it to it. I'm not really sure. Who else is in it? James Corden's in it?
James Corden, which, looking at him in the trailer, he knows it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, he just, like he does, like, that hissing noise or whatever. He knows
and he's always in on the joke. Like, he's a very smart, comedian.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was fully aware of this thing. And sometimes for an actor or an actress, it takes, like, getting into production to realize, like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've been associated with projects where it's just like, you start and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to end up. But, I think for him, he was probably aware. Jason Derulo.
Oh, that's right. Derulo, Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
Which I feel like she's been making a lot of bad choices with her movies lately. Yeah. She was on such a high with Pitch Perfect and Bridesmaids.
She was.
And then it was like, Isn't It Romantic came out.
Yeah, and you're like,
that was a bomb.
Yeah. Some weird choices. And again, some random names in it too, from like, Rebel Wilson to Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with Jason Derulo.
I wonder if he sings his name as a cat.
I'd be
That would probably be the highlight of the movie.
I'd be disappointed if he didn't. Yeah, honestly. I mean, you could throw that in. It's not going to make the movie any worse at this point. I mean, come on. The reviews have been terrible. It's really bad. Yeah, the only other movie that I could think that like really bombed, but Cats definitely had more hype, was the Charlie's Angels reboot. Remember?
I totally
remember
forgot.
That?
Yeah, that was only like a month ago.
It came and went. And one of my favorite people in Hollywood, I love Elizabeth Banks. We're talking about Pitch Perfect and all of her success with those movies. So she directed this one. And big names in the cast. Naomi Scott's a huge name right now. She did Aladdin. You got Kristen Stewart is obviously a big name. And it just didn't... It looked really... I mean, you just watch the trailer and you're like...
There were talks of a sequel, too, before it came out. And I think that's kind of nipped in the bud now.
I think with those big... kind of vehicles like that for these studios, it's always in discussions. They like always have it like waiting on deck, like, oh, we'll do a sequel if it hits this opening weekend,
right?
If it makes X amount of dollars.
That's with everything now. That Addams Family movie that came out this year, it did okay in the box office, so they were automatically saying sequel.
Just it's unfortunate. So that one was tough, and then Cats. Oh my god.
I think this year, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've seen more movies this year than anything else because they were some of the biggest movies of all time this year.
Massive movies.
Yeah.
We talked about the flops. Can you tell me which one was your favorite?
My favorite
of that you saw in 2019.
Down. Yeah. Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a movie experience like that.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Very, very satisfying conclusion to the story.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I saw it at least twice, maybe 3 times in theaters. That's how much I loved it.
I saw it once in theaters. I've seen it once overall.
No.
Yeah, and I told you where I was sitting. I was sitting in the second row.
That's right. Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had tickets, and then we ended up going at a later time, and we were in the second row for Avengers. But you know what? This is a testament to how amazing that movie was. Is I'm staring like this at the screen. I'm like, oh god, there's Captain America.
Wait, did he just catch that hammer? What's happening?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And so I'm this uncomfortable, and the movie was still unbelievable. Like I still
that's a good testament.
Thoroughly enjoyed myself. That's like okay, you're doing something right. Yeah. So that one was. I can't argue with that.
And I think so. For me, I went Thursday night that it came out in the movie theater right here, and it was all like diehards that were at that premiere, and like everyone was so into it. There was like gasping and like applauding, and when he caught Mjolnir, it was like this whole like, oh my god, that just happened.
Yeah, it was a theater that was like collectively,
awesome.
Everyone was invested together,
and
all the reactions were so pure and genuine, and you know.
I remember people high fiving that didn't know each other at the end of the movie. It was awesome. It was just
random high fives.
It was just like a really satisfying movie experience.
Yeah. I can't argue with that one. I'm trying to think of a different favorite for me, just to say a different one, even though that undeniably was an amazing movie. I mean, I think for me, too, because I'm twisted, it was Joker.
I thought you would say that.
I just walked out of that like, what the hell did I just, like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Like, but in a great way, where it just left you feeling something. I know I said all this, when we talked about it afterward, but yeah, I think that performance and just a different take on a superhero genre, I really I loved it. I thought it was great.
Now, if you
great
had
standalone type of thing.
If you had to pick maybe 4 movies that you saw that you think were Oscar nominated this year, could you think of 4?
Gosh, I feel like I don't go to the movies all that often, which is
I feel like we've talked about the movies a lot this year.
This is a horrible thing for an actor to say, and I know I've been to a lot of movies, and now I'm forgetting.
Maybe that's why.
Because I'm an old man. I know, right? Yeah, just so busy acting on stuff. I don't have time to go to the movies.
I'm like a TV guy.
I was like a TV guy. That's my specialty, so I don't really mess with the movies. No, none of this is true. That was fake Kevin voice. I think for me, The Irishman would be worthy, and that's bizarre because in 2019 it doesn't have to be an in-theater movie. That was in select theaters. It was L.A., it was New York, and it was L.A.
Yeah.
But it was, and then it got released, everywhere on Netflix. I'd say that is worthy of award consideration. Definitely Endgame in some capacity, right?
I mean, they did it for Black Panther, and I feel like I enjoyed Black Panther, but I just thought Endgame checked every possible box.
Yeah.
So if this one is not nominated for an Oscar, I give up.
Yeah. I feel you. I'm trying to think of 2 other movies. I think for me, I don't know if it would get nominated for anything, but in terms of foreign films, I'm going to lose people. It was that movie Parasite, I think I was telling you about.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
this kind of psychological thriller, but also a comedy, but also action. There was so much going on in this movie. It's impossible to pin down to describe it. It's called Parasite, and it's a Korean film, and it was brilliant. I would recommend it to everyone. I think it should be nominated for something in some capacity. I don't know what award, but I think in terms of foreign film, I would say that one.
I know another film you really enjoyed, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Right? Was that the name of it?
Oh, I did love that one. Yeah,
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah,
but everyone was raving about that one.
That was a great one as well. Yeah.
Wait, was that last year?
That was late last year, actually.
Wait, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Regular Spider-Man Far From Home came out.
And I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that yet?
No, I didn't see that one.
Is that on Disney Plus yet? Oh my gosh,
Probably.
Kevin.
I know. I still need
Kevin,
to watch
the
Disney
end
Plus.
credit scenes on that, you need to be watching.
Oh, yeah? The big cliffhangers?
So here's the thing. I think after
galore?
Endgame, people were like, I'm satisfied. What are they going to do next? So when Spider-Man Far From Home, it was like a fluff movie.
Sure.
But it ended on such a Marvel note.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right.
So
ended on Marvel note.
That's
I'm going to watch that.
And
then I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other.
Can I tell you my favorite animated movie of the year? Because I saw a couple. I mean, Toy Story 4 was a big one.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on that. But I think Frozen 2, and I'm not just saying this because I love Adina and Frozen 2. I thought Frozen 2 was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was executed, the plot, the music, just everything.
Sure.
It just really hit. Again, checked every box.
That for you was it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw any new animated films this
year.
Did
you see any films that left you very unsatisfied?
I think It Too is a little disappointing for me.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I think individually the performances were really great, and Bill Hader, who's one of my comedic heroes. I love that guy. I think he knocked it out of the park, and could be. I mean, he's not going to get nominated for an award for it, but I think if he did, he would be deserving.
Yeah.
I would say that one left me a little this could have been better, and then. Are we going to get into Star Wars? I mean, I don't know if I feel that way about Star Wars, but
okay, we'll say that. We'll say that. We'll say that.
We'll keep that, in the holster for now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of what else. How about you? So what film would you say?
I can't really think of. I know there probably
left
was
you longing
one.
for a bit more. Was it Toy Story 4?
Toy Story 4.
You said you had mixed feelings about.
I definitely had mixed feelings about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly thought going into Captain Marvel, I was going to feel that way. I walked out of Captain Marvel, because that was this year, right? That was March?
Yes.
Feeling about it. And then when I watched it at home, I felt so much better about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did you see Captain Marvel?
I did not.
You did not? I'm like, Kevin!
I'm the worst.
I want to be like the mom in Home Alone.
I'm the worst.
Kevin!
I'm the worst. I'm so bad right now. I know. Yeah. This is terrible. Yeah. So that one left you...
I felt weird about it in the theaters, but when I watched it at home, I liked it more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I sometimes I go into these movies with already judging it before it happens, which is not good.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that because I think I don't enjoy movies as much the first time around because of that.
I think we heighten expectations prior to going into it. We expect something, and then it doesn't help too with Rotten Tomatoes and with all the access to reviews, how readily accessible all of those are. It's tough to not just have these heightened expectations for these films. Sometimes they don't live up to everything you thought it would be. I saw the Godzilla movie this year. Remember that?
I totally forgot about that.
I know. It kind of came and went. It had the amazing girl from Stranger Things in it. Gosh, what's her
Millie
name?
Bobby Brown?
Millie Bobby Brown. She was in that.
See,
Kyle Chandler was in that. That was cool,
like
but that was weird.
Really like promote that one.
Now
as
I'm
much.
just like, what movies did I go see? I'm scrambling to figure out what movies I saw.
What about TV shows? Is there like what was your most watched show of 2019?
Oh well, see.
New World.
This is interesting because I discovered a show that had already existed that I never watched. Okay, The Wire. I never watched The Wire in my life.
I don't even know if I've heard of The Wire.
Data!
Oh, don't!
Come on!
Don't even, after this whole movie conversation.
The Wire was an incredible HBO show about, it showed the struggles of, so it was all about the drug life in the projects of Baltimore.
Okay.
And about the drug trade there and on the streets. It takes you on the streets of Baltimore in that life, and then it takes you to DEA officers and agents working to crack down and catch these dealers. So it gives you their perspective, and it gives you
that's cool.
The drug dealer perspective. And this is so dark for K and Kev right now. Yeah.
Did you see the last episode?
I know. We went from talking about Frozen 2 to talking about The Wire, which is a very gritty, dark show, by the way. Yeah, not kid friendly at all. But yeah, I watched that for the first time because it critically is known as one of the best shows ever on television, and I friggin' loved it.
I mean, I think a highlight for me is The Mandalorian, because that completely knocked my socks off.
Still just 3 episodes in.
Yeah, sorry about that. Me too.
Okay.
But I think, this is going to sound so weird, and I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me, but I think Idol was a standout for me this year.
Really?
Because of Alejandro. I think because
he
kind of was just, I don't want to say he was a phenomenon, but he was something very pop culture related that everyone was talking about him.
There was quite a bit of talent on Idol this year.
There was.
Yeah, and it was a diverse group, a lot of different types of music being represented. Alejandro was the clear standout to me, someone who fits this current music landscape very well.
Very, very
and who I would hope does really well. He doesn't go by Alejandro, though, right?
On Instagram and stuff?
No, I think his artist name, is it Scary Pool Party or
something?
Oh,
yeah. It's like, that's his DJ name,
I
think.
like that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know. I don't understand that.
I'm like...
He's Alejandro.
I mean, that's just too cool for me. That's something that the younger generation's like, oh, yeah. I like that. I'm like, I don't get it. But anyway... He's great. He's super talented. And there were a lot of other talented people on this season.
Yeah, I was impressed.
I saw the lineup for... I enjoy country music. I've told you this.
Yes.
I saw the lineup for Stagecoach, and Lacey K. Booth is going to be performing there.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
It totally makes sense, right? So it's cool to see these people immediately coming off the show and having success and going out into their respected musical fields there and doing well, yeah.
I'm excited for this season, but I feel like after this last one... we'll be covering it on K and Kev no matter what happens. We'll
continue to cover Idol. Yeah. We have to, yeah.
What about music? Was there any artists that really stood out to you in 2019?
Oh, my gosh. I'm still trying to figure out what a Billie Eilish is. Sorry, it's just honest.
She was kind of like the phenomenon of music this year.
I think she's very talented.
Yeah.
And there's like some songs I'm like, whoa, that was awesome. And other songs I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
For me, 2019, and I was a fan beforehand, but it was the return of the Jonas Brothers, the return of the Jonai.
See, that's a big deal. That was
huge.
The Jonai are back. This is big news. And and the music's great.
So good. I never thought in my wildest dreams that the Backstreet Boys would put out a new album and the Jonas Brothers in the same year.
It's really it's exciting. It's exciting to see anytime someone's been gone for a while to get that music back. I'm trying to think of who
they're killing it.
Trying to think of who hasn't dropped new music that we're going to see in 2020. I know that's looking ahead, which we will do. But and I think Bieber.
I saw the tease of that.
Which I got to be honest, never used to like Justin Bieber's music, but then a couple of years ago he decided to start making good music.
Because he started working with all these epic producers and DJs, and he amped it up. It wasn't baby,
right? It wasn't the cookie cutter pop. That was very good singing, by the way. That was great. It was the right combination of working with those producers. So I'm kind of looking forward to what he comes up with next year. But yeah, this year, great to see the Jonas Brothers back. I'm trying to think of what other artists I really kind of gravitated towards. I'm listening to a lot of country music. It's weird.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm listening to a lot of Walk 97.5 and then a lot of country music.
I take it. I will take it.
A lot of light listening in my life.
Was there any highlights for you of 2019?
Wow. Wow.
Maybe a project you worked on.
You know
what was the standout one?
I think the standout one. It was cool because again, I got to be on a few shows and I got to be small roles on a couple of shows. That was awesome. That's always awesome to get back on a set. But I think finally like branching out and getting to work on a web series.
Yes.
Yeah. My buddy Jonathan, and this web series is out right now. It's called I'm Trying, and it's just all over my social media. Just go to Kevin Koveas or whatever, and just find it.
Find me.
Just find it, whatever. But yeah, I think working on that web series was really cool because this is a stand-up buddy of mine, a guy who does not stand-up like a good man. He's a stand-up comic. And he.
So he's not that too?
I mean, no, he's a good guy too. Yeah, his name's Jonathan Giles, and he's a writer for Always Late with Lily Singh, which is the new late show on NBC, and. He's a really talented dude, and so when he asked me to be a part of his web series, and it's just cool and different and kind of a weird vibe, but it's fun, and getting to play, kind of a quirky character named Spencer on that, I was like, it's nice to dive into new worlds, Like I got back up on the stand-up stage, doing open mics this year, which was very exciting, which I need to really amp up in 2020. Mm-hmm. Doing that, and then delving into new projects like web series, that was really exciting for me because it's all about trying new stuff, and I don't do that enough, so when I do, it's exciting.
I think it was exciting to see you as a criminal, basically, in 2019. That was a
totally
different role for you.
I forget it because I filmed it at the end of 2018, but yeah, definitely the standout role that I got to do was on The Rookie, playing Stanley Knott, the troubled kid putting out a threat against the vice president of the United States.
You got chased down and trampled.
That
did. Was awesome.
By the coolest man in America, Nathan Fillion. Everyone loves that guy. So that was really cool. That was definitely the standout TV role, and then getting to work on the web series was awesome. And how about yourself? What was the highlight? I think job-wise, what was like the highlight of 2019?
So it was
other
funny
than fantastic episodes of N Kev.
Well, obviously that goes without saying, but I think there were the two biggest things, and they happened in the beginning of the year, and they happened like 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Interviewing the Backstreet Boys was like my biggest dream come true. I still can't even put into words what that meant. And they were just the nicest guys, and hands down my favorite interview of all time. And then like 2 weeks later, it was exactly 2 weeks later, my first show in my 30s was in front of Cinderella's Castle. I got to broadcast live in Walt Disney World.
So those are two like incredible things right there.
Yeah, and I already dropped, little hints to my boss that in 2020 it would be nice to do a Jonas Brothers interview. It would have been nice in 2019,
you
but I'll take it in 2020.
You got to tell your bosses, like, as amazing as 2019 was career-wise for you, you got to top this now, all right? You got to interview the Backstreet Boys in Cinderella's castle or something like that. You got to do that. Just combine it all. And do that.
That would be a moment.
Now I put the idea in your head. Now you're going to be disappointed if that doesn't happen.
That would be a moment.
And I'm a jerk, and I didn't mean to do that.
That would be a moment.
What I love about watching your interview with BSB, I don't know why
I did an interview with the Backstreet Boys.
I don't know why I'm calling him BSB.
Because you grew up in the 90s. That was the thing to do.
I like to abbreviate things, and I think it makes me sound cool, but I probably just sound like a douche. But anyway, BSB. When you interviewed them, it was just so genuine, and it wasn't a forced interview. And we talked about all this earlier, but it was just there was a real. It was just real.
Yeah.
It was and they loved it too because they were getting asked stuff that they're used to the usual questions. So it was nice to see that. Yeah.
I wish I had more time. That was my only pet peeve with that. I could have gone on. I could still be there talking to them. Absolutely, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I think for our questions this week, we'll just end with is there like a goal or a New Year's resolution that you're looking forward to or hoping to accomplish in 2020?
A New Year's resolution. I think for me it's kind of more the same of what keep the follow through.
Yeah.
On going and doing stand up comedy and continuing to write and continuing to work on projects. I think that has to be the motivation into the new year. Just keep doing stuff that scares me.
I like that.
It's like a cliche answer, but we fall into our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think it's just getting out of that. I think it's important. Yeah. And yourself?
I think I'm going to go with the health approach, especially now that we have these monitors. I really just want to pinpoint what's making the highs more and just focusing a little more on that. I think I kind of got away from that. Not that I'm not taking care of myself, but I want to take better care of myself.
I love that.
We're in our 30s now. Okay. Like we should.
And we've talked a lot about diabetes and type 1 diabetes care this year and gotten into a lot of our specific situations with it. Can I go on the health kick too? I want to get jacked. I want to get ripped.
We're going to go to the gym in 2020. Yeah.
Boom.
I
Jinx,
like it.
Get me a Coke.
All right, so now.
Don't get me a Coke.
Get me a Coke. What year is it? BSB? Jinx, get me a Coke?
Give me a Diet Coke. I have type 1.
Talking about so now that we've done that, we're just going to quickly talk about Star Wars.
I know.
Here.
We got to get it in
quick. So if you haven't
seen
it, turn it off. Visit this after you see Star Wars.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh.
Gut reaction. Tell me. What was your gut reaction to it?
I'm 50-50 on it. Like, some things I really liked, and I thought it was a good wrap-up to the trilogy and the saga. But there were other things like that kiss.
Yeah.
What?
It was weird.
It was weird.
It was a weird kiss.
It was not needed.
It didn't feel completely necessary.
No.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a little annoyed that, like, Finn kept teasing, I have to tell you something, and we don't know what that something is. And we'll never know what that something is.
See, I became okay with that. That really pissed me off at the end of the movie. I was like, oh, I want to know what he wanted to say. Which, I mean, it's got to be I love you.
Yeah, but that... it's maybe, like... I feel like it's like a love, like a family love.
But then what's the point if that's all that it is? You know what I'm saying? So that was very frustrating. I think for me, just to kind of touch on this movie, the fan reception is terrific so far. The critical reception, not so much.
It's 50-50.
Not so much. It's been mixed reviews. The one concern or the one critique by a lot of them is that it felt very rushed.
Well, I think after Endgame, people were like, we don't want to like sit through 3+ hours. It was 2 hours 35 minutes, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, could there have been a couple of extra scenes? Probably, but then we might have run into what we did for The Last Jedi, and it's like, it's not over yet. They could have ended twice.
I will say this, The Last Jedi, it felt long. This one did not feel long.
No, it didn't.
This one felt the appropriate amount of time, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think there's certain things with new characters or existing
There's
characters
a lot of new characters
where you're trying to cram. I think you're trying to cram so much into to a certain amount of time, and you're just not learning enough about certain people.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to try to name the female who Finn was with in battle towards the end. She was fantastic.
She was.
She did a hell of a job.
She was great. I didn't really like Kerry Russell's character too much. I feel I get why they had her, but also focus more on this other new character.
I just feel like they were trying too many different new things in this final installment where it's like maybe focus that attention on one new character and firmly develop that character's story where you're seeing multiple things where it's like, you know, she's jumping into battle with Finn, that amazing girl at the end, and I feel like I didn't know much about her at all.
Yep.
With Kerry Russell, we get a taste of that character, and then she's gone, and I'm expecting to see her again. I barely see her again.
Can I tell you why we probably didn't get enough of her?
Why is that?
Because I think they teased the new. There's apparently this top secret Star Wars thing going on for Disney Plus, and I feel like when Lando was like, "Let's find out," I think.
That's got to be a show for her.
Yeah.
She's getting her own show.
I don't think they're going to have another trilogy, and I honestly pray they don't.
They shouldn't.
But I would like to see that on Disney Plus. I would totally see it. Like, Marvel's doing that with their characters to continue the story, so I'm cool with that.
You look at all the standout characters from this and characters that people love, Finn and Poe and
Poe.
Oscar Isaac's, he's a bad man. He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. In love with Poe.
He's awesome. He's a phenomenal actor. He's great in everything he does. He's super talented. But I think there's a lot of room for, just to explore these characters and their origins or, stories before, after these, these stories kind of leave off. So I'm really excited to see where they go with that.
Were you surprised that Rey was a Palpatine?
No. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I really had not focused on that.
It didn't shock me. I thought it was an intriguing storyline.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I was glad they made her someone because I was like, too predictable that she's a Skywalker, but I didn't think Palpatine, honestly.
Kiss wasn't necessary though.
No.
And I did like how in sync they were, but know, with the whole time with. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing a horrible job of describing this. You know what I mean. Everyone out there who's watching knows what I mean.
One of the best moments, because they kept it so under wraps, which I appreciated so much, was that Harrison Ford made it a quick little cameo.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted it to be.
And they all got in there, and I thought everything with Carrie Fisher was very well done, I thought.
And it didn't seem unnatural at all.
No. I was fearful that footage, the pre-existing footage would appear to be kind of, maybe this isn't, this doesn't look real. Obviously they were going to do the best they could with it, but they did great.
I loved it.
It felt very natural.
She had the perfect amount of time too in the movie.
Yeah, and it's a testament to J.J. Abrams and those guys that they designed the script as such to make all of her pre-existing film stuff work within this current film.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Can I tell you who naturally I thought was the best character in the film?
Who dat?
C-3PO.
Oh my God,
he had the best lines.
He's the best in all of them.
Oh my God, his reactions to things like that they fly now.
Scene stealer.
And when they sunk through the quicksand, he's like, I didn't hear you say my name, but I'm fine. Yes,
they had to
loved me.
When they had to reboot him, the little guy's like, ah. May! That was amazing. That was my favorite.
That was great.
I like when he comes back at the end when they come back to save him, and he's like, May! He does it again. Yeah, it was awesome. No,
I also liked the character of Dio, but I feel like I didn't know enough about this droid.
I know. I just wish there had been... I understand that you flesh this movie out. It can't be 3.5 hours. We don't want another Irishman. Yeah. But you just... If you're going to have new characters, you need to be able to properly introduce them. And I feel like just lacked a little in that department. Otherwise, I thought it was great. I was very satisfied.
What would you give it out of 10? What would you give it?
For me, like 8.
Me too.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
I wasn't expecting it.
It wasn't the best Star Wars film, and I think of this current trilogy, The Force Awakens was my favorite.
Oh, that was a fantastic
Had the most
film.
Harrison Ford. I mean, come on. It had the most Han Solo. But I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was nervous because I went with 4 people. And 2 of us really, really enjoyed it. One was like 50-50, and then one laughed and just said, I cannot believe that was what they did. And I'm like, you can't please everybody.
What do you want? What do you want?
Look, it's been a movie so many years in the making. So many different people have had their hands in it that it's hard.
There's just too much hype. The movies are too popular. There's so much hype, so people are bound to be disappointed. Yeah. But I thought they did what they did an admirable job with it. I thought it was very good.
I'm so glad you feel that way.
Kobe's family all loved it.
Oh,
Two
good.
thumbs up from the
we would love to hear your thoughts on that, questions and more. We'll get to them in the new year. We actually do, in the new year, have to talk about an email that we got. That is hysterical.
We got to go.
So you can email Christina@walkradio.com. Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much for spending your year with K and Kev. We'll see you in 2020.
Happy 2020, guys.